it, but it doesn't really show up unless you naturally have darker skin.
It's hard to see on like lighter skin, but like basically your skin basically looks like no color at all, basically. It's like lighter skin.
Yeah, you can't, like, you could, if you looked hard enough, you could probably see it, you can't really see it. So I know how shook people reading that story were like when they found out that was actually a legit skin condition. But it has nothing to do with being biracial, though. It's just like it happens. And Michael Jackson had it. Fun fact that you probably all knew. Okay, I'm gonna clarify that I don't really like Legend of Korra, but like the one thing I like about it is that it did kind of expand on metal bending. Just gonna throw that out there. And I hate it when people are like, oh, only like 1 in 100 like metal earthbenders can metal bend, even though Beifong fucking said that was bullshit. Metal bending, it's not like blood bending or something that's like a fucking skill or whatever that only certain people have, or combustion bending. Like, anybody that can fucking bend those small fragments of earth inside the metal can metal bend. Like, if you really fucking tried, you could do it. Toph literally did it just like out of sheer, like, because she was fucking angry.
Yeah, and she was more of an experienced earthbender than most anybody because she learned from the original earthbender, so she You know, she knew better.
She had seismic sense. Pretty much anybody that learns seismic sense can figure out how to metal bend. Like, if you have seismic sense and you can't metal bend, then you're just a fucking idiot. Like, you're just a failure. It literally fucking tells you where the metal is. Or not the metal, the earth is.
Mm-hmm. Don cares. How come you don't like Legend of Korra?
Because I don't like how it fucked up the power system and made, like, fucking, like, 4 characters extremely powerful and left their side characters in, like, the dust. That was, like, the best thing about Avatar is that no one was left behind. You could be a non-bender and still be fucking up, like, highly experienced benders. But that just, like, doesn't exist in Legend of Korra. Like, they had the Equalist in Season 1, and Korra kind of got her ass, like, manhandled by them. But then she beats up Amon, and, like, fucking the rest of her enemies are, like, some fucking primordial demigod. Fucking a legendary airbender that learned a technique that only, like, one of the best airbenders in the world knew. And she beat his ass while poisoned, and everybody else kind of got manhandled except for Tenzin, but Tenzin got fucking jumped. And then in the last season, they had a giant fucking mecha robot, and it was just so fucking stupid. Like, it just fucks, like, the power system. Because now when you have extremely powerful motherfuckers like this, and only the Avatar can do all this shit, then it's just so dumb.
Yeah. I liked it, though it did mess with my, like... I don't like when, when they make big changes in shows. Like, how Korra screwed up the Avatar cycle. Got rid of all the previous Avatars. That really messed me up. I'm like, come on! They should have put Korrasami on screen.
I can't really complain about them not putting Korrasami on stream because they had to fight pretty fucking hard just to get that one snippet of it in the finale because Nickelodeon was hella homophobic.
What, them holding hands?
Yeah! That was
Man, so scary.
That was before gay marriage was legalized. They were hella homophobic. If the show came out now, then Korrasami would have had, like, an actual developed relationship throughout the entire show. But, like, honestly, at that point, I would have rather than just, like, have Korra and Asami have, like, actual screen time together. Because, to be honest, they honestly didn't spend that much time together. So they could have just been friends, like, the whole season and had that thing in season 4, and then we could have had, like, that whole fight about it or whatever, and, like, that shit. And it literally would have changed nothing. It just would have made, like, actually interesting when it's not. Honestly, I've seen fan fiction do a better job than the actual writers could, and that's kind of sad. Because they have comics now. They no longer have those barriers anymore. They have comics, and they fucked up Korra in the comics.
Comics like, oh, look, it's still going to hand, but no, they're gay, they can't have that. Oh, look, those two, look at her and him, and their little hands, it's so cute, oh my god, I hope they kiss. Like, get up. That was me, I'm just saying.
That's not the problem I have with comics is that in season 4, Korra's like a fully fledged avatar. She's like responsible. She's been through all this shit throughout all of the books, and she's finally got it. She's become like a mature and likable character, and she realizes that yeah, she has the power of the avatar, but she also needs to learn how to deal with things like responsibly. And Book 4 Korra is probably the best version of her throughout the entire show, because she's like the only fucking character with any common sense. And then in the comics, she just throws away all of that responsibility that she accepted that she had to deal with in Book 4, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna go dilly-dally in the spirit world. During like one of the biggest crises in the fucking United Republic, and it's